Hey guys, Brian Fisher with Edge Fitness. I hope you're having a great Friday, and hopefully our little Friday fix here is going to help you to have an even better Friday as you go from your Friday into what's hopefully going to be a great weekend for you. Now, as we're going through our health and fitness journeys, we want to see progress, we want to see change occur, and we kind of want to know where that's coming from. We're obsessed with tracking things. I've got my Whoop, and we got all kinds of other things that we use for tracking our fitness, tracking our nutrition, tracking our change. Awesome to do those things. Obviously, you want to know where you're starting from, and you want to know that if what you're implementing, the strategies that you're using, the choices that you're making, the hard work, the discipline, the dedication, all the time, energy, resources that you were putting into trying to get to your goal is paying off, is working. Now, some of us are on a more specific journey. When you set goals, having a specific goal, something that's measurable, something that's actionable, attainable, something that's realistic or relevant, something that is time-based. Okay, all those SMART, and if you go with the you've got other ones that are really important to keep in. Is it engaging? Is it energizing? Is it relevant to you? Those kind of smarter things. If you're following that for goal setting, there's a little bonus. Hadn't meant to give you all those, but as you're setting your goals, you want to be working towards those. And some people kind of take different paths, different rates for that. Okay? Think of driving somewhere. Easy analogy. You're driving from, we're here in Cedar Rapids. Let's say we want to drive to Florida. Okay? Somewhere warmer. As we're getting into some cold weather here in Iowa, we can get there and we can, drive as fast and as quick as, we're able to, and get there right away. Get there by a specific time. We got to hurry to get there. Other times, you know what? We're just going to take the scenic route. We're just going to drive nice and slow, make a few stops along the way, not going to necessarily be in any kind of hurry to get there, but we're making that progress. We're going to get there. And whichever route you're taking, or whichever pace you're taking, that's up to you and up to you what your goals are. We'll often see, though, if we really rush at something, yes, you get there, but how long are you going to stay there? You're oftentimes going to go right back to where you were, because on a change journey, going really fast, you're not often changing your habits. You can change your behavior for a short period of time. And your body's like, okay, we'll let this go for this little period of time, but then afterwards, we're going right back to what we were doing before. Nothing really sticks. Where's the sustainability? Where's the longevity for that? Right? Taking your time, for some people, if you have to get there by a certain deadline, you need to get there by a certain deadline, but you have to bear in mind that you want this to last longer than a vacation, when we're able to do that more freely down the road, or whatever that timestamp is on that goal. Once you hit that, okay, keep going. Now start to work on building and establishing those habits that you can maintain as much of that as you're ready, willing, and able to do, and that you want to, on that cost of getting lean, whatever that lean is, or that goal. If you're taking that scenic route, I've got some people that I'm blessed to work with that are on that scenic route, meaning they're just wanting to take some small steps and get better with it. We've got some that just, over the time I've been blessed to work with them, some of them for years for various massage training purposes, where they've said it and others have asked them about it, and they've lost 50, 60 pounds, and they've kept it off. That's the big key difference there, keeping it off, right? A lot of people can say, oh yeah, I've lost 50, 60 pounds and I've done it 50 or 60 times. Obviously an over-exaggeration, but you kind of get the idea. Losing it and keeping it off. A couple of them in particular, well actually, they've said this many times, because they're still slowly, and it's like the stock market, trending upwards or towards that goal of, they want to lose some weight. It's not a primary focus. They want to be healthier. As they've done this, they've just made little small changes. And a couple of them will say, I don't even know how I've done it. We can think back and we can kind of walk through, and we've done that to say, this is how that has happened, with just making some small little changes over time. Those changes, you are what you repeat, so they keep doing them over time. And they're sustaining those, okay? Small habits, small change, okay? Those change habits lead to big change, okay? And if we keep repeating those small habits, repeatedly we keep changing up towards that bigger change. So they've made some pretty big change and kept it off without really, knowing how, meaning it hasn't been obsessive. They haven't really had to let it take over their life. And it's awesome to see that kind of change journey for those that are able to. But it's the process rather than just the destination. Okay, they've gone through that process and it hasn't really been so drastic. We don't need to make huge changes, kind of what I'm trying to get at there, to reach those areas of achievement. Okay? Other person said this week that, all of a sudden I just realized, hey, my low back doesn't hurt anymore. And they feel great from it because they've just kind of trusted the process. They've stuck with it. They've been consistent. Up and down a little bit. Only worked with this person for maybe a few months now, not even. And they just all of a sudden said, I was able to get up and down the floor and lift things and do all the stuff that used to really bother their low back a lot more, not hurting as much into the morning. So it's just the slow, steady change that adds up. So hopefully if you are on your change journey, maybe you're getting a little frustrated, a little kind of wanting to see things happen more quickly, take that long-term perspective. Think of what has happened. What are you doing? If it's going well, why is it going? What can you do maybe just a little bit better to build on what's going well? If it's not going well, how can you make it just a little bit better to start some of that small habits leading to big change? Right? You are to repeat, so repeatedly doing what you want to become, or taking those steps and repeatedly doing them to become more of what you want to become. Maybe you've never been a fit person, right? Maybe you've always had that low back pain. Maybe you've always been a little overweight. Well, if you start doing something to chip away at that idea that, I can be fitter, I can be a little leaner, I can be less in pain, then you start to change that mindset and you have that long-term perspective on things, and that's where all of a sudden, one day, we've heard that analogy, some businesses are a overnight success 25 years in the making. Well, sometimes you just all of a sudden wake up and, wow, the reverse of, just one day, just all of a sudden I had back pain. Well, now, one day, all of a sudden, I know I'm working to change it, but the stuff is working. It's happening. I love seeing those kinds of stories. If you've got one, we'd love to hear it. We'd love to be a part of it for you if we can. Part of that can be subscribing and sharing to these videos. So hopefully you and your family and friends can get some great tips and resources that will help you keep taking those steps on your journey for better health and fitness. So if we can help you any other way, let us know. Otherwise, have a great Friday. Have a great weekend. Can't wait to see you guys next time.